So, I have decided that I am never going to be a parent. Let me tell you why. Hey, what's up, guys? It is Confessions of a Doctorholic with Hafsa Slayman, and I'm on obstetrics and gynecology at the moment. And some people are absolutely in love with this field, and I don't get it, but I respect it. And you can tell from my tone of voice that I am the complete opposite. I do not like it at all. I'm professional, always, but it's just, I just don't find it interesting. I try, honestly. Okay, so I literally just watched my first ever natural delivery. And the reason why I stayed back and watched this natural delivery was because I was like, it's beautiful. So many people mention that they cry after watching it. It's a beautiful experience. Rah. Like there's so much that people talk about, natural deliveries and how they feel about it. This isn't a premi-gravid woman. So basically premi-gravid as in like, it's not her first baby. The problem with women who have first babies is that the labor takes heaps longer because they've never done it before and because it takes a while for their body to contract and all of that. It's just known to be like physiologically a longer process. So this lady, it's her third baby. She knows what's happening, right? I come early. The doctor says, today's her date. She came in last night. She's had labor pains. I'm like, okay, cool. This morning's the day. Guys, I waited for 2 hours. I'm like trying to build up this story. I waited for 2 hours and she randomly starts screaming. I have no idea. I've never been pregnant. I've got no idea what this feels like. I'm trying to be empathetic here, guys. I promise. I am trying so hard to be empathetic. And literally the nurses come in and they check her contractions, right? They're checking if she's dilated. They're checking her contractions and they're like, she's not ready. One of the nurses whispers to me and they're like, she can't be in that much pain. And I'm freaking out. I'm a freaking medical student. I've never seen a natural delivery. You know what's wild? I've seen so many cesareans and I'm going to record an episode about this. I feel like you guys need to know my cesarean experience, but I've seen so many cesareans and this was definitely different for obvious reasons. It was very different. And I've never been pregnant. So I'm literally calling the nurse every 2 seconds going okay, I know I'm not trying to be this pain in the ass student. It's just that I don't know what's happening. And she's screaming and she says that she's in pain. She doesn't look she wasn't sweating intensely, but she's in pain. Okay. Everyone has a different pain threshold. What was super cute was her husband came in just before we took her in. It was adorable. Literally, he was trying to make her smile. He told her that she looked beautiful. And I'm literally #couple goals, wanting to get my camera out. No, just kidding. I'm not like that in a professional environment. But I'm just there and I'm oh my God, this is couple goals. I just wanted to literally sob somewhere in the corner. And then she proceeds to squeeze his hand. I am surprised that he must have really strong hands because I'm surprised that they haven't been dislocated. She squeezed the life out of them and he did not complain once. I was impressed. Anyway, so it's literally time. She's fully dilated. We're excited. I'm excited. Everyone else was kind of I've seen a million of these. I was super excited. I was yes, finally, delivery. I'm going to catch a baby. Super excited. So there we are. We're dragging her inside. It wasn't a premature baby, by the way. Just FYI. Everything was normal. We had to call the pediatrician. They had these really cute, they've got this little, it's kind of like an incubator. I'm just going to call it an incubator. It's like a little baby bed. And they've got this little oxygen mask. I always love the kitty oxygen mask. It always brings a smile to my face because they're just so cute. They're so little. And the mom's there. She is literally lying on the bed. We split her legs apart. And the doctor's push. And she's pushing, right? She's pushing and pushing. And there I am, literally looking at the baby coming out. And Like, and the doctor's right there, like right there under the baby. I know I was supposed to catch the baby, but like, I mean, it was my first time watching it. So I was like, yep, it's fine. It's fine. Like, honestly, I don't have to catch the baby. It's great. I don't have to catch the baby though. So as you can tell, like, I'm really into all the hands-on stuff. Anyway, so she's like, push. And like this lady, she's like pushing. She's exhausted already. She genuinely is pushing. She's pushing the baby. And there I am. I'm thinking of the stand-up comedian. I feel like his name was Joe. I feel ashamed not remembering this because he was so bloody funny. I'm going to chuck in the YouTube video in the comments below because I feel like all of yous really need to watch this. He's like literally in my head, like I'm imagining his voice going like, because he watched his wife deliver his child and he's like, the vagina turns into vagina during that period. Okay, that sounds super gross, but like I promise you it was so funny. So there I am, and I'm like, holy moly, like her vagina was stretched out. I'm freaking out right now. I mean, I'm not a fainter. I'm not one of those. I'm kind of sad to say, I guess. I'm kind of proud of myself, but I also wish I was a little bit more feminine. Blood, gore, sores, like orthopedic surgeries, that kind of thing. Love it, all right? Obstetrics, I feel my internal organs hurting whenever I see things like that. So the baby comes, like the baby's head, it's like pushing against her vagina. A little bit, the crown of the head, just a little bit that's going out, and she's pushing and she's pushing. And the doctor looks at me and she's like, well, her vagina's going to rip, so we're going to have to cut it. And internally, like literally, there's so many screams in my head. Okay, so she's performing an episiotomy and I know how it works. I know, I've just never seen one in real life. I've seen videos, but seeing a simulation is not the same as seeing it real life. And like seeing one rip is even worse. So there she goes and she's literally like to me, like I'm honestly like so much respect for the doctor. She's literally like talking and also doing all of these at the same time. And I'm literally standing there going like, I wish I could multitask like this. So she brings the scissors and she cuts it to the side. She cuts it diagonally. The reason why we cut it in the first place is because you don't want to tear between the vagina and the asshole because the woman's going to be incontinent and like no one wants to be incontinent. So she cuts it diagonally and I literally like I've got my legs crossed because I feel it. I've never been pregnant and I feel it and I feel like literally I want to scream internally. What was amazing was the woman wasn't screaming. She has no idea what happened because the oxytocin apparently relieves the pain and the baby comes out. It was actually heaps quicker than I thought. The doctor clamps down the umbilical cord and then we wait there and the placenta just comes shooting out like super quick. And then we quickly look at the placenta. And basically, we're just looking for any sites of bleeding. If there's any place in the placenta is super interesting, by the way. So for anyone who hasn't seen it before, it literally, I'm trying to describe it now. It's like the words are falling out of my head. It kind of looks like there's like sacks of little things on the inside, I guess. Imagine a flap and then like grapes all over it. I guess that's the best way for me to describe it. So we're just looking for major sites of bleeding. There was no bleeding. Great. So there wasn't anything left in her vagina, at least. I mean, that was the expectation. That was what we were looking for. We were looking that the entire placenta is intact. Great. Nothing left behind. And then she sutures the woman up. That's when the woman starts feeling it. And I'm literally like, oh my God, that's going to hurt so much tomorrow. And yeah, that finished. It's, to be honest, super quickly. Oh, and in the middle of the process, we give the baby to the pediatrician. They inject the baby. They make sure he's breathing and, all of that. The baby was absolutely normal. Was pink when I turned after looking at this process. The baby was pink. But I'm never getting pregnant. After seeing that, I am definitely never getting pregnant. Especially the episiotomy. Holy moly. That was so scary. I have decided that I am never getting pregnant.